First, history. The Cyberpunk series did not start with 2077. It was originally a pen and paper RPG by Mike Pondsmith from 1988. After Cyberpunk 2013, Cyberpunk 2020 came out. Then they got bored with numbers and decided to release Cyber Generation. Technically it was a supplement, but it didn't stay as one, later being released by itself as Cyber Generation Revolution 2.0. Before 3.0, the Firestorm books were released in 1997. 3.0 followed off the events in the Firestorm books, and returned back to the familiar naming system. This was released in 2005, and the series went silent for another 8 years. CDPR. They got a license in 2013. The misconception is that they started in 2013. They didn't. They started in 2016, after The Witcher 3, Blood and Wine. The game went into pre-production after that expansion, with a team of 50 members. This team eventually grew to 500 members as the project got bigger. They first started with updating Red Engine 3 to 4. This new engine was built to have ray tracing, procedurally generated lip sync for the localizations, stream processing and global illumination, without it being heavy on the CPU. A complex city, built to new standards. Face who are feared. Push yourself to higher levels. Make choices, and see the story unfold in different ways. May 2019. CDPR promised staff that there will be no mandatory crunch. This was a lie. The game was barely out of alpha. It wasn't ready. Remember, this game had to be impressive. And there was about a year left. This was an impossible task. They had to crunch. The management got scared. They kept on delaying, without telling the developers. Developers were spending 16 hours per day, every day, since June 2019. These developers even slept in studio just to get the game out. The crunch was getting really bad. The critics were quick to praise this game. It won over 100 awards at E3 2018. Remember, the game was barely out of alpha in 2019. This game was not even close to being finished, yet it still won heaps of awards. The creator of the genre himself, however, wasn't so happy with it, calling it GTA skinned over with a generic 80s retro future. He later admitted that he liked the first gameplay demo. This game was being awarded quickly, being called the best game ever by some, despite the game not even being released yet. It got to the point that a critic was attacked, because they had epilepsy, and had a major seizure due to the game. This critic warned others so they wouldn't experience a seizure, but this ended up with the critic being sent videos that cause seizures. The community pretended like bad things could never happen with this game, but the warning signs were appearing. No gameplay footage until release. Gameplay was also seemingly only on PC. They were hiding this game. Now we know why. The game released. Consoles couldn't play it. The game was also full of bugs and glitches, some being game-breaking. Yes, critics gave great ratings, but is it too late?